Good morning and welcome to Behind the Screen. I am JM. This is a show where we hang out, we talk about beautiful things. We talk about games, board games, role playing games, card games, miniature games. And today we're talking about one of my favorite game systems in the world, Savage Worlds. And as you guys know, I'm involved in Savage Worlds in a variety of different ways. I write for Savage Worlds, I write for several aces. I am in charge of the Savage Universe community where I get to go on every Thursday. Not this Thursday, I will be at GameholeCon, but most Thursdays I'm able to go out and talk with people who are doing cool things in the Savage Worlds community. And that's what I'm going to do on the show today because there is a really cool Kickstarter going on right now. And Brandon and the guys at Star Animal Studios are friends of mine, and they asked me if I would talk about it. And I said yes. And for full disclosure, I am writing an adventure for this Kickstarter, which is all part of the launch. It's not a stretch goal or anything, so I'm no more invested in it necessarily than any other Savage Worlds fan. But I wanted to take a moment and excuse me, share about it and talk about it in case you haven't tried it. I know. Good morning to DM James and to John Doom and everyone else in the chat. Yes, Savage Worlds is one of my favorite role-playing games in the world. I run it probably more often than any other game on my shelf. And I got the opportunity to run Starbreaker Saints and Sinners at Gen Con for Brandon to do some promotion for him. And the best way I can explain Saints and Sinners is it's sort of Star Wars meets the Suicide Squad. It is a high science fantasy game. Starships, laser swords, legally distinct alien races from all of our favorite genres. And in it, you are playing on what I'm going to call the Outer Rim. You're playing, sort of in the criminal underworld area of the universe. The universe that, the part of the universe that is controlled by that unsavory and sort of mobster-like element. And you play saints and sinners. So saints are essentially undercover cops. They're the cops that go in to infiltrate the syndicate, the underworld, and attempt to bring people to justice, make sure people aren't harmed, and to ensure that this area of the galaxy is running as smoothly as possible. And much like Rick Flag, you may have in your employ sinners. Sinners are convicted syndicate members, criminals, other ne'er-do-wells, and they are offered a chance at reducing their sentence for working for the Saints. And so they have, cranial implants put in place to ensure that they do not go off mission, but essentially you're playing kind of like the Suicide Squad. James, I'm not running anything at GameholeCon, but I am planning on having lunch or dinner with you. So let's make sure that that happens. So, Kickstarter is going live right now. There's a link in the show notes, but I will also put a link in the chat. Hey, look at that. Everything is working today. Knock on wood that it continues to do that. Padre, good to see you. So that's the link for Star Animal Studios' Saints and Sinners. Now, you get a lot in this Kickstarter. Now, all of this is being done print on demand through DriveThruRPG. As far as I know from Brandon, the Kickstarter ends at the end of the month, and as soon as the Kickstarter funds hit and backer kit opens, he's planning on immediately sending out the surveys, and the PDFs should be in your hands middle of November, with the print-on-demand files, coupons hitting your inbox right around middle of December, if everything goes as planned. But here is what is available in Saints and Sinners. You've got the core rulebook, which is massive. So this is a sci-fi setting for Savage Worlds Adventure Edition Suede, and it comes with 10 playable species, 10 professions, 4 new arcane backgrounds, over 30 edges, an adventure design, an adventure generator, as well as all of the world information. You'll notice there on the screen where it says Mission Bravo, that's my mission that I'm writing. It's a follow-on to Mission Alpha, which is in the Quick Start. And then much like everything else that Star Anvil Studio produces, you get coupons for all of the bells and whistles. Creature cards, foldable tokens, ship maps, as well as an action deck. Excuse me, specifically themed for Saints and Sinners, which you can print out on Drive-Thru RPG and Drive-Thru Card. Now, I have access. In fact, it should be. I'll show this off in a second. I actually have a print-on-demand set of the action deck for Saints and Sinners that I can show off a little bit. But I figured we might as well take a look at this and the Kickstarter and just kind of talk about what's in there. Again, this is Saints and Sinners, a gritty sci-fi action setting using the amazing Savage Worlds rule set. And one of the things I love about everything that Star Anvil Studio does is that Brandon is the art director on it, and the art for this project is spectacular. So, kind of covered all of that. You get the Starbreaker setting. Great playable species, very unique species design and world design. You're going to get all of your gear and your vehicles, the new setting rules. One of the setting rules I really like is the favor mechanic, which allows you to build up favors and reputation and cash them in. I'm planning on using that for those of you who are playing in my Crucible game. The faction die and the favors that come with that are sort of inspired by Saints and Sinners. There is a bestiary. You can check out the Jumpstart for free right now. And then Star Anvil Studios has a ton of different pledge levels, right? There's the $5 pledge level that's just support. Your basic pledge level is the agent level for $30, which gets you all of the stretch goals and the option to buy the POD book. And then it just keeps growing as you move through here. $50 kind of gets you access to everything. The core rule book, the action deck, the archetype cards, the threat cards, Mission Bravo Adventure, the figure flats, the starship maps, and all in POD, as well as the stretch goals, which they've unlocked too, and the option to buy it print on demand whenever you and your budget are ready for it. So, this is going to be a short one. I love talking about Savage Worlds. I love talking about Saints and Sinners. I'm very happy to be working with Brandon on this. I'm excited about Mission Bravo. These are the action cards, and as you can see, Drive-Thru RPG does a nice looking action deck, but really, it's about the art that Brandon has curated to bring this game to life. And that's one of the things that I think actually Star Anvil Studios is one of the best, if not the best, ace in this regard. Their art is out of this world. It's spectacular. It is some of the best art in the Savage World setting right now. So, that's it. I just wanted to talk about a beautiful game that a buddy is putting together. Again, I did not get... I don't even think I got asked to do this. I just said, "Hey, Brandon, I'm going to talk about Saints and Sinners on my show today," which is cool. I like being able to signal boost, not just for companies that I love, but for people that I love. So, Brandon, good luck with Saints and Sinners. It's already funded. He's at $10,500. They've got what? I think about 12 days to go. So just over a week from now, it'll end, and he still has more stretch goals. So if we can help push this up, he's going to unlock even more things to make this campaign an even larger success for those of us in the Savage Worlds community who love things like Star Wars and Farscape and want some more sci-fi goodness in at our Savage Worlds table. Well, that's it. I will be back on next Tuesday because I will be at GameholeCon. If you are at GameholeCon and you see someone that looks like this, wearing 2 of these, come and talk to me. I'd love to say hi. A couple of people stopped by last year, and it was great to meet and chat with you both about exploring Glorantha and iconic production and Savage Worlds and everything that we talk about. I'm getting to play in a Karl Kiesler game that I'm really looking forward to. Karl Kiesler is either a curse word or a byword in the Savage Worlds GMing community, because he puts together such spectacular one-shots at conventions that he puts all other GMs to shame. And this year I get to play in a game that is a mashup of the Three Amigos and Blazing Saddles. And I cannot wait. I get to go see DM James, which is going to be awesome. I'm going to hang out with them. I'm going to get to see a couple of people that I've had on the show before. Rick Meitz over at Chaosium. I'm going to pick up my physical copy of Dragon Pass, which is the show I'm doing on Tuesday. We're going to review Dragon Pass, a essential guide to Glorantha. If you are running a modern day Glorantha game, you need to get Dragon Pass, especially if you like running sandbox games. This is the book for you, but I'll go over that in more detail on Tuesday. Looking forward to seeing Steven Chenault from Trollord Games, a couple other people that I get to see whenever I go out to Madison, but as well as in the gaming community. So if you were out at GameholeCon and you see me, please come up, say hi. I would love to chat with you. And yes, I got to meet John Doom in Meat Space for the very first time at GameholeCon last year, which is really why I came back this year. But sadly, he has left me hanging. And also, sadly, I won't get to play in our Savage Pathfinder game this Friday, which was spectacular last Friday. John Doom, as always, thank you for running that game. If you want more John Doom news, go over to the PEG channels and look at Savage Universe from last Thursday, where I got to interview John Doom, who is producing Swag Adventures. He's got 2 out. Both are called Adventures of Doom. The first one is The Jungle Petrospheres, which is about a pulp adventure about going to explore the jungles of Central America and these weird stone spheres. And then the next one is the, oh, John, I know I'm going to mess it up. The Mystery of the Sphinx. I think that's it. And go check those out. I'll put links to the show notes to both of those as well. So that's it. That's it for Iconic Production this week. That's it for Behind the Screen. I realize we've had a really crazy schedule these last couple of weeks. I do apologize. Health issues being what they are. So, until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay gaming. I am JM. This has been Behind the Screen, and I will see you all later. Till then, have a good one.